I welcome you to Commonwealth Youth Choir's commemoration of the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Terezin concentration camp. And I would like to welcome our very special guest who was imprisoned in Terezin for 2.5 years and was the only boy in his dormitory, dorm number 1, who remained on May 8th. Please welcome Mr. Sidney Tausig. Sid, thank you for being with us on this very special day.
Thank you very much for inviting me to this special occasion on this very historical day. Thank you.
And we're all coming together to honor not just you, but the amazing woman to your left. They will celebrate their 67th wedding anniversary. We also welcome Marion.
Hi, everybody. Thank you.
67 years is a long time to hang out with someone.
Yeah, he put up with me and I put up with him. That's it.
So some of life's biggest moments can be lost in the moment. So tell us, Sid, what were you actually doing at this time on this very day, May 8th, 1945?
Well, on May 8th, this was about the time we were plowing in the fields outside the camp. And as I went through the gates, all of a sudden I saw a Russian tank on the bridge. But then I said, gee, all the Germans left, all the Gestapo people left the Terezin 4 days ago, and it must be the end of the war. So I turned around, I went back, and I told my father, and my father said, oh, gee, this is the end of the war. We're going home. We traveled all night long, and we came home.
This anniversary today falls on a Friday. And we know that Fridays are very special in the Jewish community.
Yes.
And it was special to you and your 92 friends and dorm mates who passed through dorm number 1, because it was Friday night that you guys decided to gather together to read entries from your weekly magazine, Vedum. You decided to publish a weekly magazine, all the boys would contribute, and every Friday night you would gather to read them aloud.
Our home was 12 to 15, and we were publishing this magazine every week, just to find out what everybody is doing, because most of the kids were working during the day.
Yeah, so by the time the war ended, there were 800 pages of manuscript, and you were smart enough to make sure that the magazine went home with you to Prague, so that we can all know it today and treasure it. But it's actually the longest running underground publication of the Holocaust and the best historical source for what actually happened in Terezin. We've been on this incredible journey for the last couple of years. And the first step of the journey was I went to Terezin to plan for a concert tour of the Keystone State Boy Choir, and came across the story of the 92 boys of dorm number 1. When I got back to Philadelphia, the boys and I decided to meet every Friday night like you did, and the boys took to it. They studied the magazine, and then one of the boys said, are any of the boys still alive? And they found you, all these boys who had this extraordinary opportunity to know you, and we're just so honored by that. We were also honored when we went to Terezin to not just tour Terezin. They let us come into the room where you lived, recited the poetry that you and your friends wrote in that very room. But that was the room, and all the walls are covered with all the children that lived in the children's barracks building.
Yeah, that's really amazing.
That room that should have housed no more than 8 people housed 40 pubescent boys at one time. What did that room smell like, Sid? It could not have been a good smell.
Well, yes,
So the next step in our journey together with you, Sid, and our organization is that we got back from Terezin. The boys were so moved by seeing where you lived. They wanted to invite you to Philadelphia to honor you. And last June, we honored you at the Jewish Museum.
yes.
So Sid, the next part of our journey was actually for it to come full circle and for you to come with us to Terezin this summer. That was the plan.
Yes, that was planned.
And
And everything was prepared already.
yeah, like everything else, our trip got scrapped.
Yeah,
and
unfortunately.
and it's disappointing, but we inspired by you and what you did in those 2.5 years, our boys decided to make the best of it, and we started these Sundays with Sid. The boys that were going to go to Terezin with you, they meet with you on Sundays, and they are able to spend time with you and to hear more of your stories. And we did a little duet during one of the Sundays at Sid. It's just a 20-second little video. We know that you guys would meet every Friday night, and you had an anthem.
What joy is ours after the strife? In number one, we've made our bid.
Przysahatwy, przysahamy, zaczes republiki szczyt.
So as we head towards the last part of our program, Sid, we're going to do a little roll call. One of our boys, Max, is going to light a memorial candle. Then we're going to see on the screen each boy's name, all 92 boys. And especially in 2020, with the internet, life moves fast, news cycles move fast, and we're not very good at paying attention. But I'm going to challenge you to honor each and every one of Mr. Tausig's friends and dorm mates, because this was a boy like you. Looking at the name, even saying the name, is an amazing way to honor the fact that they once lived. Sid, I don't know if you can see the boys in the room now.
Yes, I do.
So we so wanted to give you a room full of people who honored you and remembered your friends despite the pandemic. So present right now in the room are 92 boys. And if you look at the screen, it's not their name, but it is the name of your dorm mates.
Well, you know, today we are under the epidemics, and you are not going to school, but like I had to wait 7 years to go to school. You wait a little while and you also go to school, and make sure you make something out of yourself, and remember that something like what happened 75 years ago doesn't happen again, and you should be the ones who will prevent it. I thank you very much.
Sid, I don't know if you can scroll through, but there are 4 screens of boys. We are very, very proud of these guys, and we thank them for being with us. And so we're going to close our time together by lighting the Shabbat candles. It's getting close to sundown, and they will be lit by Max, and he's making his bar mitzvah, so it's extra special for
Congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov, yeah.
for Max. And boys, before we let you go, I need you to really listen, so snap twice. So this is your story now. This is no longer just Mr. Tausig's story and the story of his friends who are gone. And it's your job to pass it on to the next generation. You have been assigned a name of a boy that was just like you, and let people know this boy lived and his life mattered. And through your telling, they live on. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.